Hi, welcome back to Small Talk Queens. I'm Megan.
I'm Kelly.
This is episode 39, I believe, episode 39. I don't know why it's so hard for me to fucking keep track of it, but
we should put like a big number out.
I know, right? Just keep track of it. I go back and look every week, and I don't. Anyway, so welcome back, and if you're new, we have a lot of profanity. We use a lot of profanity, so...
I like the word swears better.
Swears. We have a lot of swears. We have a lot of fucks.
Oh.
So, get your children out of the room. I had to be on my best behavior day. I was at PT Joe's, and I didn't think the daughter was there. And there she was lurking somewhere because...
Lurking.
Then he started talking to her. I'm like, I'm glad I hushed
bust out the
myself
swears.
when I lowered my voice, you know, just like
right.
when I had a swear.
Right.
So,
you didn't bust out the swears. Well, that's good.
Meanwhile, we're just talking about alcohol use. I figure she's heard it, so...
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good times. So...
It's cooled off a little bit here. My
humid, but it's
car thermostat finally said thermometer said it's 70 degrees outside.
It was in the 70s. Oh, new bubbly.
What flavor?
This one's strawberry. It's goddamn tasty. The blackberry is just kind of meh. The coconut one that's really good. It tastes like the way suntan lotion smells.
Should smell.
And this strawberry is it's quite tasty.
I'm gonna try that. So what'd you do today?
Right now?
No.
Oh, I mean, I offered you a can before we started.
No,
Today, I overslept.
Oh, for your appointment or?
No, just I didn't get out of bed till 9:30 this morning. I woke up and it was kind of cloudy out, and we have the curtains, the
blackout
curtains, and I was excited because I know it's supposed to rain today, and I wanted to get up. I love the rain. I love rainy days. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. Right?
We've done that before.
So I wanted to get up and enjoy it, and then I got awake and looked at my phone and saw that it was 9:30. I was like, Jesus Christ!
The whole morning shot then.
Right,
whole morning
hustling down the stairs as fast as I could hustle first thing in the morning, and I'm like, Joe, why didn't you get me up? Because I figured you needed to sleep, which I did. I mean, I slept 10 hours, so I had plenty of sleep.
There
so
you go.
So yeah, I was just,
a lot of hours.
So I just pushed my day back a little bit, and then I had.
I'm looking at your free labels.
And then I had PT Joe. So today I got some needling in my neck today because I'm still all.
Because you're still like.
I'm still all jacked up.
I can't turn.
This morning it was a little bit better.
Is it better now?
It'll be better tomorrow.
Is this from your fall?
It's from my fall down the water slide, trying to get up to the water slide to go off the water slide, and I never went down the water slide. I just fell off. Anyway, yeah. So it's from that. Yeah. So my for all week since last week. I mean, like I'm all like in bed, like it hurts.
And your knees are.
Oh, he was very impressed. He looked at my knees today. He's like, "Oh, look, the bruising's going.
I'm gonna walk around like this.
The scabs are off.
Oh
I mean, I'm doing. Look how much better. I mean, it still hurts. Like
disgusting.
I mean, you can feel where it's bruised. You can still feel it. Although now they're just a light shade of green. So look. Yeah, like the color of my earrings.
Yeah. Well, I can't see because your fingers on them. Yeah,
green with this. They don't match at all. But I was hustling out the door earlier and realized I didn't have any earrings in. Of course, I couldn't leave like that. And these happened to be downstairs and laying around, so I put them on. Even though they don't match. So, anyway, finally we have. Now, is this from Hurricane Debbie or not yet?
This is Debbie, and I don't like the way this.
So we're having Debbie all week.
Well, until Saturday. It's coming up. I don't like how they spell Debbie. It's Debby. Who spells Debbie that way? I don't like it.
And there you have it,
because
folks.
when they have it on TV, I saw it on the news. On the weather station. I had to put it on yesterday for good measure just to see what they were saying. I kept thinking it was saying Derby or Dairy. I was like, what? Debbie, Debby, because I'm not used to seeing it with the.
Pay attention. Look, I'm just glad it's fucking cooled down, and it's cloudy.
Well, I mean,
and we
parts
had
of
rain,
Florida
got
parts of Florida got over 15 inches of rain.
It sucks to be in Florida, but they choose to live.
My
there.
friend sent me a picture from South Carolina. It like a lake in her backyard. She does not have water in her house, but there was a lake in the backyard.
Well,
it kind of like stalled over them.
We don't have that. Joe went out today and checked because we had heavy rain last night.
Sean said we got over 2 inches.
I didn't check our rain gauge, although we have one out back.
Sean checked it at 4:30 this morning when he was up.
It's terrorist. I didn't check ours. I just know it was raining when we went to bed, and which we desperately need the rain. So, but Joe was glad there was no lake in the backyard.
Yeah.
So usually we get a lake in the backyard, but no. So, anyway, so the Olympics
are almost over.
Excuse me. So I woke up Sunday morning to a text from my friend asking if I saw the pole vaulter. I believe the French pole vaulter or the Italian pole vaulter, whichever one he was. His junk got in the way doing the pole vault. Now the news then came back and said that he hit it with something else first. But they just show that just. Whew, I mean, it looked fucking painful. I mean,
Yeah.
look. Maybe the pole vaulter should wear a cup.
Was he French? Is that why they were calling it the baguette?
Well, that was funny too. Yeah. So then, of course, then I
Maybe he
Googled
was
it, right?
French.
If you've not, I mean, I'm sure you've heard about this by now.
You need to
But
Google
yeah, like
it.
his baguette. I Googled it, and it was like his baguette got in the way. It was fucking
So it
funny.
must have been the French
But
guy.
seriously, like, I mean, it's a little like TMI.
Yeah.
Like we were watching running this week. I mean, those guys are like, I mean, come on. Like the women just have like bikinis on essentially, and they're flat chested, and there's nothing to see. And then the guys, you know, their baguettes are poking through their fucking spandex. And it's so like, it just takes away from everything else that's going on. Because then I'm like,
You
oh
get
my God,
distracted?
you get distracted with the
I
baguette.
did not get distracted at that.
The baguette.
No. I did watch the girl from Great Britain win the 800 meter race. 800 sucks because it's hard to pace yourself.
I was half paying attention to the running. I mean, the running is interesting. Well, U.S. finally won some running records, which has been some running records. They've won some medals, which is like the first time in like decades for some of them or something. So that was cool.
I saw this Ethiopian like kind of elbow out this woman. That was interesting.
Elbows out.
Yeah,
elbows out.
And she did not win, but it was still bad.
Well, some of those countries, I think it's like you have to win to survive.
No.
Like the one guy from an Asian country, I forget which one. Hang on, I forget what the fuck he won to. I was listening, not watching. They gave him a car when he won. Might have been Japan. I don't remember. Anyway, he won. They gave him a car. Like,
well, our athletes get things here too.
I'm just saying, like, I think that, you know, it's like...
It's just not as well publicized, or maybe it's just so matter of fact anymore. But our
We're not giving
athletes
anybody
get
a fucking
shit.
car.
You don't
Well,
think
maybe
Michael
they are,
Phelps
maybe.
didn't get a lot of stuff? Michael Phelps got tons of shit.
With his man bun looking like Zava.
Well, when he was racing. Speaking of the pole vault, did you see the guy that won the pole vault? He goes to LSU. But what Louisiana State University, for those that you don't know. But he's not. He's foreign, but he speaks immaculate English because his parents. Where were they from?
One was from Louisiana, I thought. One was from Sweden. But he goes to LSU. But he's
his parents lived in Baton Rouge.
Look, it's a lot of people that they go to whatever country they can. Like the one gymnast was. For whatever, something happened with. She's French. Something happened with France. I forget what it was, and she couldn't get on the French team. So she was doing gymnastics for Romania, I think it was.
The Brazilian girl won the gold medal for the individual.
She was great. Yeah,
she was
Rebecca
great on the floor.
Andrade,
yeah,
what the fuck her last name is.
Yeah. In watching those individual events the other night for gymnastics, there was even the commentator said something like, "What? Maybe there's like a little grease on the balance beam because everybody was falling out."
I was like, maybe they should check that shit to make sure it's like level. Like,
right. Well, I think they said it was level. They alluded to like. I don't know how it would be greasy because there's chalk too, but that's what the one.
Well, there was something was amiss when they all fell off. I mean,
yeah. Well,
that balance beam. I mean, that's
it's
just
4
like
inches. Your phone, it's wider than your cell phone. Didn't everybody see that meme?
They put it on there. Yeah,
it's wider than.
It depends on which cell phone you have, but yes, look,
your cell phone's wider.
Kudos to them for able to do that fucking balance beam because look, I wouldn't be able to get up on it
in the air.
I'd still be trying to get up on it.
The girl did. For those of you that saw the one girl on the U.S. team fall off the balance beam. Oh, that was what you did on the.
That was I said to Joe. I felt that. I felt when she like landed
funny,
on
I'm
it,
laughing at you.
Landed like whoa,
and then like, it looked like it hit her one thigh more, but John is like, no, that's gotta hurt.
And she bounced right. She got right back up off the floor.
Well, I mean, you don't have
it was Sydney Lee and got right the fuck back on again.
But when she fell, I was like, oh my god, that was.
It was like the dive. It was like the dive. So if you're not familiar with that, there's a diving board incident mentioned several episodes ago. Yes,
when she
was
young,
I said to Joe, I said that's like just when I fell off the diving board. Yep, just right there, and then she fell off the side. Yeah.
It's not
only
funny,
I didn't
but
straddle
I'm
the whole. I mean, obviously the diving was a little wider.
This
I didn't straddle it. So
straddled it. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
It looked awful.
It did.
The balance beam in general is awful.
The balance beam is.
And then did you see
the bouncy floor looks like fun though? Like I would love like
the floor routine. Yeah,
like that bouncy floor is great.
They all have so much power doing their routines that's what causes them to like go out of bounds. They have to like restrain themselves.
That's a point. Oh, that's
a tenth of a point.
Fuck you people. Come on now. I mean, just bouncing all over the place.
Well, but
of course you're gonna hop when she lands.
Did you see the American? What was her name? Childs got third place. She got the bronze floor routine. The girl,
From the other country.
Romania, she was Romanian, thought that she had won, but I didn't know you could do this. The coaches questioned the math because I guess they weren't adding right. John said something about how Childs, the U.S. woman Childs, her level of difficulty was much greater, so her that gives you a certain amount of points or whatever, something, and they didn't add that in, so the coach was like, this doesn't make sense. So
the other girl, I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, I felt bad, and so did Childs, but you know what, she's deserving of it. I would say anybody's deserving of it that did that routine and had that difficulty level in it, even if it weren't a U.S. teammate.
I felt really bad for her at the end of that.
Yeah.
I was sitting here sucking on some wine.
But
watching the Olympics.
Thus is competition.
Well, and it's difficult because there's voting on it. They're it's like they're scoring it, and it's not. I mean, it's.
Well, they do have a list of
system,
rules,
but still, it's not just who crosses the finish line first.
There's some subjectivity to it,
which is
same with ice skating.
Yeah.
I've heard the gymnastics and ice skating.
Speaking of things, I was disappointed there was no Johnny Weir sighting at the Summer Olympics.
Well, because he does ice skating. There's no ice
skating. I know,
skating.
but I figured he'd be there with all the rubbing elbows with all the other.
No, and Tara Lipinski had a baby, so they're on hiatus right now.
I didn't even know she was married. Is she married?
Yeah, she's married. She had a baby.
Well, she's gonna have more work done. I said it. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, I was looking because I thought maybe Johnny
Weir will be for the Winter
I know,
Olympics.
But I thought he might show up anyway. I mean, Serena Williams was there. What'd she fucking do with it? I mean,
she wasn't commentating.
I just meant there.
Oh, I thought you meant in his outfits.
Present at the Olympics, right? I mean, he likes to be seen. He likes to show off his outfits. He's very nice.
I love if you want something to Google. If you want something to Google or YouTube it, the videos of him mowing his lawn.
Oh my God, they are. I love him.
In his outfits,
I do love him.
Love him, and he's hysterical. He likes to, he likes to laugh at himself. But I've never seen a person mow the lawn with outfits like that on.
I mean, he does it for the show. I mean, it's
well, obviously he's doing it to put it out.
I mean, if I were wealthy like that, you better believe it. I'd be like, look.
I think doesn't he have his own ice skating rink? I thought in his house.
Oh, I don't even know. Who knows? I don't know. So look, it's dark out. First of all, we're doing this later in the day than we normally do.
Well,
but
it's dark.
It's like pending storms. I'm just so super excited.
Is it supposed to rain more?
It's supposed to rain for the next 3 days. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just going to be cloudy and done raining.
No, we're supposed to rain all day today. And then this is what also chaps my ass. They keep calling for these storms, and then we don't fucking get them.
Well, they go around us.
They keep going around, yes.
Wait,
around and around and around.
Speaking of storms going around, out in California, all those wildfires, which are only yesterday 35% contained, I heard on the news.
It's horrifying.
But I was reading the news in the newspaper, and so lightning strikes, obviously in a storm, can cause fires. That's how some of these wildfires start. Did you know there's dry lightning? I've never heard of such a thing. Dry lightning. I guess it's a lightning storm that happens without rain.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes you see lightning and there's no rain.
Well, they called it dry lightning.
Fascinating. You learn something new every day.
Yeah. I'm really tired. My son had me up at 4:30 this morning because they're leaving to drive to Moab. Yeah, he was up, and he still had his last day of physical and occupational therapies.
Good times, yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Last
by no
day
one.
of that, yeah.
You'll sleep well tonight.
Yeah. And I broke 6 eggs, which I've never done before. I've never dropped.
You just dropped the whole thing?
Well, John had, I'm going to throw him under the bus. They're his groceries. John, I don't know why he buys eggs. Can't you buy eggs on the road? So
stop the refrigerator.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
The Arby's refrigerator. He had a couple grocery bags, those plastic ones, in the downstairs refrigerator, and I was helping them get ready this afternoon when we got home, and I picked them up and brought them upstairs and then set them down on the ground and went to pick them back up and didn't realize there were 3 bags. I just thought there were 2. Third bag had the quart of milk in it and the 6 dozen brown egg. I mean, the 6 dozen, this half a dozen brown eggs that went smashed. Not the milk though, but all of the eggs.
Well, at least the milk didn't smash because that's a fucking mess.
Well, the eggs were a mess too. So, and then I swore, and he's on a business phone call, and I'm screaming, "Fuck!"
That's nice.
Wait. Well, the door was shut, but I was mad.
Look,
Because it was
I'm
a
sure
mess. I had to
your
clean it
voice
up.
carries.
And
Look.
Sean is like,
What? What happened?
so when John came back downstairs, I was in the other room, and Sean goes, "You're gonna have to buy some more eggs."
More eggs. You need more
And John
eggs.
goes, "Why do we need more eggs?" Mom broke them. And John's like, "No, she didn't." I walked in, I'm like, yeah, broke the eggs.
Down with the eggs.
How'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know, but you better go check the quart of milk that's in the cooler right now, because that also bounced, and I'm not sure if any of it's leaking, because Sean grabbed it too quick and took it out to the cooler.
Well, they're pretty sturdy, those plastic containers.
Have you ever seen the lid fly off of one?
Yeah, but like
it's like an explosion.
Like the Maya Dairy milk bottles. Because
well, those are glass.
they're glass.
'Cause that's a real dairy.
Son of a bitch! You crack one of those fuckers open, and then you have a hell of a mess. Ask me how I know.
Did you break one?
Oh yeah.
Just one?
No, multiple. Yes, one time I turned around and hit it off the bench that was in the kitchen, and just took the whole fucking side out, brand new side out, and the milk everywhere. I remember I was on the phone with my friend. I was in we were latchkey kids.
Wait, was it a full
bottle? Oh yeah, latchkey kids. I was probably like, I don't know, 3rd or 4th grade. I was on the phone with my friend Melanie, and I was like, I probably swore too. I mean, who knows? Her mom came over and helped me clean it all up, because it was like there's glass and like milk and like.
Where's your mom?
Mrs. Boyer. I mean,
where was? Oh, Mom and Dad weren't.
We
home
were
yet.
latchkey kids.
I know, but Dad wasn't home yet.
I came home with my own key
Yes,
and
so
got in
did
the
I.
house. I think that's probably illegal now. I don't know.
I don't know if it's illegal, but I wouldn't do it. I like to be
I
home
know.
when my kids got home.
I also broke a toe with one of those fuckers, one of those milk bottles. I dropped it, half-gallon glass milk bottle. I had my Birkenstocks on, and I was in high school, and I dropped it, and I broke a fucking toe.
Really broke it?
I broke it. It was like the color of my cup, and my whole foot was like purple. It was a bitch. Yeah, it hurt. It fucking hurt.
I figured out why my toenail is currently that color.
Oh, ew.
Because, well, you saw it.
Those shoes are heinous.
The other day,
They're like old man Miami shoes.
No, they're not. They're Vans.
They are. They're
They're
hideous.
Vans. Shut up. The other
They're
day,
hideous.
I was cleaning out the pool, and the big, like, 10-foot, rod or whatever it is, pole, I just, like, let it go.
Oh, it landed on your toe?
And I was like, oh, that
And that's
really
why
hurt.
now it's purple?
No, that's what I pulled my foot out, but I'm like, in my memory, I was like, that's how my toe got purple. My toenail got purple because that landed on it.
I was on the phone with a friend yesterday, and she was hiking. She'd been hiking in Maine, and she said she needed to get
In this weather?
It's been nice up there, and she needs to get new hiking shoes because she said her something happened. They're fitting differently than they were last summer. So her toe was rubbing, and she took her shoe off, her hiking boot off, and there was this bloody mess on her toe, on her sock.
A blister?
No, like half the toenail's like missing. So she got back and hustled to the doctor, and then today she was supposed to go to the podiatrist, and they were going to remove the toenail.
Oh.
I said, it must really be really painful. She's like, no, actually, it's not, which I find mesmerizing, because, I mean, I break a fucking toenail or, like, pull one off on occasion, like, like the one corner gets a little ingrown, so I just take it for myself to dig it out. And then it hurts. So
It does hurt. But maybe it felt better. But that's why, like, marathon runners don't have, like, toenails on their toes.
That's so gross.
And calluses.
And here I am apologizing. Like, at PT Joe's, I'm like, I need a pedicure.
I have calluses on
Ignore
my feet from working out, like from the sneakers and stuff.
Oh, I go back to my trainer next week, speaking of working out. Yeah.
Oh, the doctor cleared you?
The doctor cleared me, just
but no contact, no more contact sports?
No impact. Nothing that's going to cause impact.
No water slides?
Other than what I've already done. And so then today when I saw PT Joe, I told him I was cleared. I'm going to go back to the gym, which he thought was a great idea. And I'm like, but I wanted to run that by you first, because like, I feel like you know more than he does. And he's like, oh, I definitely do. And then I meant the doctor. Like, 'cause the doctor's like, okay, you're fine. Here are your x-rays, you're good to go. But then he actually, PT Joe, like, sees me move, every week. So, like, today I was doing all my, like, hands out, turning, whatever, like, lean back, all the things I had to touch. Because I had to do different ones today for my neck. Because he's, like, watching me, like, turn my neck or whatever. And then, so afterwards, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to hit that right hip flexor. I'm like, I want to stick to the neck today.
No, the hip flexors.
He hit that fucking right hip flexor, and then he went to go to the left leg, and I couldn't move my right leg. I'm like, as I tried to, like lift it up to get the pillow out from under it, to put it under the left leg, I'm like, I can't move my leg. Like, give me a second.
Those hip flexors.
He lifted my leg and took the pillow out from under it. It was like, fucker. I mean,
nice.
So then, like, he put a needle in the discard pile or whatever, right? And he's like, oh, I didn't mean to drop that one in there. I'm like, can't you just, like, reuse the same needle over and over again? And he said no, because they're so sharp and they're so thin, like they dull, like after like each use. So he's like, especially if you hit a bone. And then he's working on the left. He's like, yeah, oh, because I'm like, ah. He's like, oh yeah, that's the femur. He's like that. It dulls the needle instantly. So the new needle. I'm like, I'm wondering how many he goes through. Like, I didn't ask.
Oh my god, I wonder how much they are.
I don't know, but maybe that's why it's so expensive. The time and the needles. I don't know, but
well, and you gotta pay for the education of the person that's jamming them in you, so that he doesn't get the artery next to the femur.
And I said to him too. I was like, I'm like, because his daughter's friend was coming over for some treatment. I'm like, she like in high school. I'm like, she takes the needles. And he's like, she takes the needles. No, and he's like, yeah. He's like, my daughter won't do it. And I was like, yeah. I'm like,
does she need to do it?
No, but like they're in sports and stuff, so I guess I mean it's like a quick. I mean, it sucks right afterwards, but then like the recovery, like the next day, you're like fucking great. So I mean, today sucks a little bit, but then tomorrow is good to go. I mean, like last week I was like, fuck, I couldn't get out of the car, so I was afraid. Like I couldn't like turn like in the car. Like, I did the back roads home last week because I'm like I could not get onto the highway. I couldn't turn my body to like look, so I'm like
a stiff neck is horrible.
Like, just like doing like yeah. It's so anyway, so yeah. So back to the back. I said to him, I said, so when can we like stop these treatments as much as I love going to see him. Funsies, we're like BFFs now. Who doesn't like getting the needle, but I was like, essentially I'm like, I have to stop paying for you so I can pay for my trainer, so something's got to go. So we're gonna do. I got the.
He probably knows more than the trainer.
Well, that's what he was talking about. I meant that he knew more than the surgeon as far as like what I can actually like start back with. Like the surgeon's like, you're good to go, but I feel like when it comes to like actual movement, he probably knows.
Well, yeah, I mean,
best. So
you would hope the surgeon, but I think.
Well, I mean, the surgeon. I mean, whatever. So the surgeon said, lose some more weight. Yes, thank you for that. Obviously, and work on core strength. Stay upright and all that jazz. So, we're working on that. And then
did PT Joe give you exercises for your core?
Yes, I have different ones, and I have to just practice standing up straight. Yeah, he's like, so how's it going this week with your stretches and your exercises? I'm like, He's like, oh, is this like the drinking? I'm like,
It's really something. It's really, I mean,
my posture
really
was better
something.
today than it was last week. So, well, part of it, like I'm supposed to have my tummy time. I'm supposed to lay on my stomach and then like get up on my elbows and like. I think it's
like this or like this?
Just like prop up my elbows. Inflection? What I forget what
you should read on your bed like that. I read on my bed like that.
So, but my fucking legs were all sore and bruised up, so I wasn't trying to lay on my front because, I mean, and then I had this all fucking jacked up, so I'm like in bed.
You're like the hunchback.
I'm like I can't, like I haven't been able to get comfortable at night. Like last night, oh my God, I fell asleep in some kind of fucking way. I don't know what happened. I woke up and my hip to my knee was like locked. And I was like, oh,
wow.
Oh my God, I don't know what happened. And I tried to straighten it and I couldn't. And I tried to I just was like, I'm going to lay here and hope it passes. Like, it was really.
Did you fall asleep on your back?
I was on my back, yeah. And I've stopped using the pillow under my knees because I don't think I need it anymore.
Well, maybe you shouldn't stop using the pillow.
So,
did you just whip that off?
I did. It's just, it slides and
it gets you.
It gets me.
It gets me. I don't like it. I don't like the knot.
It like matches. So, anyway. I like the knot, but look, I can't. Well, anyway, I came out of there today. My bum was on the side. I'm like getting in the car like that. But I had to stop for gas. I forgot I needed gas. Like I don't wear shorts out of the house, right? Like there's no need. No one needs to see that. But I wear them to PT because he has to like pull them up to like get to like the hip flexors.
Yank them up.
I used to just so I started in the winter.
Why don't you just wear your bathing suit?
Yeah, just leave. Like, I'll drive with my bathing suit, for Christ's sake. Can you imagine? So, it's actually not a bad idea. Anyway, so I would used to just get changed, like at the place or at his place. I have to lean
forward, my back hurts.
I would just run into the bathroom and get changed. And then after surgery, I could not do that because I literally had to sit down to put my pants on. So, like, I was like, I'm not going to, like, I can't. So I wore dresses with shorts under it to his house. So I just, like, hoist up my dress and, like, have at it. So,
right in front of the window in the office.
The bay window, the dog is sitting there looking at me. So the dog was so excited to see me again today. Anyway, and she comes into the table like there's like a hole like in the table, and I'm like face down it, and she's under there looking at me. And I'm like, hi. She's like, get out from under there. She's a cute little thing. Anyway, where's it going? Shorts. So I just now it's summer and it's hot. I'm like I'm getting in the car and I'm going to the house.
Oh, but you had to get out and get gas today.
So I was running early and I was like, I need gas. So there's a Wawa like, way far from here. I'm like, surely I'm not going to know anybody here.
Wawa is having trouble with their gas. People are putting there's like water in their gas. It was jacking people's cars up.
Oh, that's great.
You should watch the news.
Well, I should watch the news, but hopefully there's. I mean, it drove fine. It drove fine.
Well, I think they solved the problem now, but it was like a couple weeks ago.
Well, the point to that story though was I was standing outside in shorts that were somewhat ill-fitting, right? And so then I got to his house, and I'm pulling on him too because I have 2 different lengths, and these were the shorter ones, and I bought them for this summer. And so, because I've been boozing a little bit, so I put on just a couple LBs. So I'm like pulling on the shorts. I was like, if I don't quit drinking, like I'm not gonna be able to wear these again. Like I can't. Like I can't with these. So that was like, yeah. So then at Wawa, just like in my whatever,
Well, I mean,
I still probably look nice.
It's not like you knew
people.
It's not like you knew anybody there.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Anyway, I don't know. Olympics are winding down.
I'm over it though. Thank God.
I mean, it's really occupying a lot of my time, and so I need to like get away from it. And it's every night for like however many hours.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
And then I get sucked in. It's like I can't go to bed yet to see what happens.
Well,
Meanwhile, I just fucking Google it.
Preseason pro football.
Or look at my phone.
We're in preseason pro football, and I think the preseason games start in like a week or 2 for football.
Yes.
Yeah. And you still got the
we have
baseball.
Springsteen the end of this month. Don't forget. Yeah. Oh, it's outside.
When I return, it better not be hot. You can go. I'll just eat my money. I mean, I'm just not.
It'll get dark. It'll be nice. It'll be nice.
With like how many of my favorite friends? Like 70,000.
Well, you have a seat. Nothing can be as bad as the Guns N' Roses concert we went to the other summer. It was the hottest day. Joe and I went. It was a great concert. It was the hottest day that summer. At that point, July, in an outdoor concert.
Oh,
it was.
Speaking
brutal.
of Guns N' Roses, I just heard on the radio that Axl Rose.
Did he not off again?
No,
I can't with him.
No, he joined Billy Joel on stage for Billy Joel's last show last night at the Madison Square Garden.
This is gonna piss some people off. I am not a Billy Joel fan.
No, I used to be, and I'm just not anymore.
I mean, aside from Piano Man, which I fucking love and will belt out every time it comes on, right? Like in college, we all used to like together and like sway.
Only the
and,
Good
sing,
Die
whatever.
Young. I mean, I like some of his songs, but I don't know. And I saw him in concert in like 94. John and I went to go see Elton John and Billy Joel here at the old
Elton John's a hell of a show
at the old Veterans Stadium. And it was good, but I don't know. Like Billy Joel comes on the radio and I literally just turn it. It's not that I test him, but I'd like rather hear another song.
Well, he's up there with like my
Allentown. I hate that song.
My love for all things like British, right? UK, not the singers. Like Rod Stewart, that gets changed. Phil Collins, that gets changed.
I don't like Phil Collins.
That gets changed.
Phil Collins isn't my
Joe's
fave.
like, what do you have against the British singers? I'm like, they're just not.
I like Rod Stewart.
I mean, like a song or two are okay.
I like Rod Stewart.
I love Led Zeppelin
when he was with Faces.
I like Amy Winehouse.
Yeah. Did you see the documentary?
Elton John. I like 5 Elton John songs.
I need to.
There's a new movie about Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, I know. And I forget who played her, but it's on. Is it Hulu or?
That's what we were going to put on the one night, and then we went down the rabbit hole with that Munchausen's. What the hell was her name? Gypsy Rose.
Which is a bad name.
Look, I think it's a fun name.
Sounds like a stripper.
There's a.
Meanwhile,
I told PT Joe today, he was talking about this guy that like all like showing off his muscles and shit like online on his Facebook post. He's like okay, you have the body, good for you. But then we're talking about it. I said, look, I have people like that too. And I was like, but you better believe it. If I ever lose a bunch of weight and I'm fucking skinny, I'm gonna dress like a whore. I'm gonna post pictures every day. And he said something like, I'll support you or I'll champion you or something like that. And I was like, that would really never happen. And then I was like, losing all that weight, which I plan to lose some more weight, but losing all that weight and then dressing like a whore. I mean, I'm going to dress just like this, but be thinner. I mean, like, let's face it, like nothing.
You should wear the shorts going up your ass.
I have them on right now. That's why there's so much leg showing over here. Like, because I didn't change them yet. Oh. I don't want to dirty something else either. Like, and as it was, there's fucking pollen on them from the fucking tomato plants that didn't wash off. That goddamn tomato pollen. Every fucking year I ruin at least one article of clothing. So I have a t-shirt in the kitchen that I either
Your
change
tomato plant-
into
your tomato plant?
my tomato picking fucking t-shirt. Yes. So I pick a t-shirt every year, usually like an old white one that's like stained the fuck up already. You know, I can't justify like, you know, wearing it out of the house, but I also can't justify throwing it away. So it's now
Why not make it like a dusting
it's
rag?
now like my at-home lounging t-shirt or sleepwear or whatever. So every year I pick one, and then that's my new tomato picking shirt. So I put it on over top of whatever I have on, because the yellow pollen just destroys. Remind me to change the towel in the bathroom before. When you see it's yellow, because it doesn't come off. Like I'm in there like doing like a doctor scrub at the sink.
I cut my knee.
And I cannot get. Can you quit digging at your scab? And I can't the yellow just. So then I get in the car today, and these shorts. I must have worn them to.
Tomatoes make me itch. When I used to have to weed the tomato rows.
I don't weed. I just pick.
It used to make me itch. Well, then we'd have to pick the tomatoes occasionally. And they made me itch. And Dad confesses that it makes him itch now too.
I don't know if they made me itch, but the fucking pollen is everywhere and destroys. I've destroyed hand towels because I think it's off my hands after I wash and I dry them off. And lo and behold, it's not. Then it's all over the fucking towel, which is the one in the bathroom. I noticed.
Ew.
I don't know what I did. I mean, it was just pollen for fuck's sake. It's not like I wet my ass with it and hung it back up again. I mean, it's pollen.
Well,
but
now,
it's all over my
now
shorts.
it's time. The allergies for the fall are coming into bloom now.
I don't have allergies.
Well, I mean, like ragweed and like
wood.
some of the other stuff, it's coming in. Sean had a sneezing fit this morning. Yeah.
I have a visual.
And didn't get to the Kleenex in time.
Ah, for Christ's sake. Okay. On that note, why don't we do a delve deck? We haven't done a delve deck.
Sure.
I'm going to turn my head over there and get out the delve deck. You want to pull the card? You want me to?
I don't know.
I don't know. And there's varying levels. I don't know what they are.
Are they different colors?
Yeah, they're different shades of blue. Let's pull this one. Since these cards are a fucking nightmare to get out of here. Here we go. If it sucks, we'll put it back and retry.
Yeah.
If I can get the fucker out.
I mean, really?
You try it. You get the fucking card out. Oh, there you go. What is something you'd like to learn how to do? Ride a mechanical bull, but I'm not allowed to do that for a year. I don't know. Let me think. What about you? Well, I'm thinking. What is something you'd like to learn how to do? I want to learn how to play pickleball. I think that could be fun. Pickleball could be fun.
Yeah, pickleball.
I'm really good at badminton. I used to be able to do a little bit of tennis here and there. I'm not really sure my body could withstand that now, but
John tried to teach me how to play tennis when we first got married, and that didn't go well.
I'm playing.
There was a broken racket.
Like for friends, just like kind of hitting it back and forth, like not the whole like.
I think I'd want to learn how to ice skate. Because I never got lessons like you and Tracy.
You didn't know how to do that?
No, I don't know how to roller skate or ice skate backwards. I don't know how to do it.
Learning how to ice skate is not like riding a bike. You don't forget how to do it. Fuck that noise. You forget how to do it. Ask me how I know. Rosanna and I was in DC years ago. This was pre-Joe. So like, I don't know, somewhere between 2001 and 2010. And so I'm in DC, and we went to the Holocaust Museum, and then we went to go ice skating at the outdoor rink. Get the ice skates on, and we used to ice skate together, like on the weekends, like all the time, right? I could skate backwards. I could do a figure eight. I could do a one leg, which is amazing, because if you picture me trying to fucking stand on one leg, I could barely do it. Let alone
I can't
ice skate on one leg.
I can't ice skate backwards.
And there was no fucking Johnny Weird, don't get me wrong, but like I could do some things. I could definitely ice skate backwards. I mean, I got on there and I held onto that wall for fucking dear life, and I was like part way down. I'm like, what? And you can't like turn around and go like against the traffic to like. So I had to go the whole fucking way around this giant fucking rink to get back. And like I'm like my ankles were like my whole body was like, go fuck yourself. Like I'm glad I didn't fall.
How'd Rosanna do?
Oh, just the same. Yeah, we both off the like. Okay, that's something we never need to do again as adults. Lesson learned. Okay, we tried it. Never happening again. Like I need like the little like the walker thing that they give to little kids, you know? Like I would need that.
Patrick had no desire because he went to a birthday party when he was 4 years old at the local ice skating rink here, and we no sooner like got the skates on and went out the open door part to get one of those walkers for him. He was with it, and he fell flat and nailed his head. So that kind of did it within the first 5 minutes of the party.
And then there it goes, and he's not going to do it again.
He's not going to do it It hurt.
All right. Well, you want to learn how to ice skate? I want to learn how to pickleball. We should do that this year.
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, I just like the looks of ice skating. I don't really want to learn how to do that.
So what is something you actually want to learn how to do then? Like for real, not just for funsies.
For funsies, what about skiing? I think I do want to learn to ski.
Okay. That's on the list of things I'm not allowed to do for at least a year, but I'm pretty sure I'm never going to do it. So
Well, the first time I went skiing for 3 times.
3 whole times.
When we were in high school, and everybody was like, "Oh, we'll teach you how to ski. We'll teach you how to ski."
Was that like when Kelsey took his wife? And like left her on the fucking slope?
Yeah, but it wasn't on a mountain as high. I mean, it was one of the, Tessie Mountain, whatever, where the local...
Is that part of the Appalachian Trail? Appalachian Mountains?
I think it is. I don't know. But anyhow, so everybody's like, "Oh, no, we'll teach you how to ski." Because, everybody in high school, it's my senior year, was learning to, ski or knew how to ski.
I've never been skiing.
And so I wanted to go skiing because everybody else was going. And this was a time where you could rent the skis and the boots. Just went up there and paid for it, the rentals. So there were 2 or 3 slopes going down, and then there was one that was like an elbow. Let me do this. An elbow called the trail, an elbow. And when you get to that point right there to come down, there was like, unbeknownst to me, there was like a
jump?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
And this was back before athletic wear was fashionable, and they had, so this was probably like 1986.
Were you like jeans and some leg warmers?
Yeah, and it wasn't just me.
Oh my God. Fucking jeans.
I mean, there were a few people that like, whose family were diehard skiers who had like the ski pants and the stuff, with it.
Ski suit, snowsuit.
Yeah, but for the other part, a lot of my friends who just skied, for skiing, whatever, regular skiing, we wore long underwear and our designer jeans. I ripped the ass out of my Jordache jeans. Coming down.
Did you have the comb in the back
I
pocket?
literally, and one of my classmates was there, one of the ones that said, "Oh, we'll teach you how to ski." I can't look at you.
I have to keep my head this direction because it hurts. It hurts.
I flipped in the, what happened is I flipped in the air. I mean, they said I did. I just remember hitting that, not knowing what it was, and flipping in the air, coming down on my back, and my skis, one went down the slope, and I had the poles with me, but the other ski was still on my foot, and I split my jeans. I'm walking around with my long underwear hanging out.
At least you had your long under trousers on.
Split my fucking jeans.
Jesus.
Because when I went around and it hit it. Yeah. I was not happy. And it knocked the wind out of me to say that.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did.
And the worst is you
you're really sure? You're sure you really want to learn how to ski?
Yeah, because I'll do it better. And then the worst is that you're not done. Like, you have to get up and go down.
I'm going to learn how to make peppers this summer, maybe, or this fall with Mom and Dad.
Well, don't touch your eyes.
I know. Wear the gloves. I know. Look, I know. Probably your hoo-ha either. Be careful when you wipe, I guess. Like the same idea, Don't touch your nose, your eyes, or any other parts. Any other mucous membrane. Yeah. So that's a maybe. That's depending if we can figure out the timing of it. I mean, I don't know. What do people want to learn how to do at this point in life? I wouldn't mind learning how to sew because someday I'm going to have to sew my own shit. But really, I'll just take it to the nice Korean lady up the street everybody else uses because she knows what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah, I didn't like...
I mean, right now I take it to Mom. Mom does it.
I don't like sewing because Mom does it so well. Never wanted to learn.
I mean, I used to be like, okay, but I can't, like, I wouldn't mind knowing how to do it so I could, like, alter my own shit. Like, just put a quick hem in something.
I've used tape.
Well, I know, I thought of that, because, like, they have, like, the hem stuff you can get, like, on Amazon or something.
It doesn't really hold it up, but it
I mean, you need it for, like, the moment. But, like,
I had to do it to Patrick's pants for something he was going to.
Which is, like, duct tape or, like tape, like the hemming tape?
We didn't have duct tape. I couldn't find it, so I used, like, regular tape, and the Scotch tape didn't work so well.
I mean, they make all kinds, like, they make tape for your dresses and shirts to, like, hold it in place so your boobs don't hang out, so it doesn't, like, fly off your...
There's some kind of glue, too, that you can use.
Glue? That sounds a little harsh.
There's fabric glue, and there's
like, double-sided fabric tape. It, like, sticks to your skin, and then, like, so, like, if you have, like, a low-cut thing on, it would hold it in place. So
there's also
like, be
glue,
exposed.
like, fabric glue and skin glue that you can use.
Fascinating.
To keep it stuck.
Right, let's pull another one of these. Like, I'm old, I'm not learning how to do anything else.
My God, I'm so tired. I'm too tired to learn to do anything.
For fuck's sake.
I'm going to learn how to take efficient naps.
I wouldn't mind learning how to do the butterfly stroke. Since apparently I can do it when I'm drunk, but I can't do it sober. So.
Oh no, that reminds me. You know what I want to know how to do? I really do. Skiing would come in second. I want to learn how to drive a stick.
That's going to be completely obsolete, though.
I know, but it's fun. It looks fun. I never did it when we had driver's ed. Dad told me to. I was too nervous about learning to drive.
Driver's ed.
No, we had to try it once,
Poor
but
Mr.
I didn't.
Adams was like, I mean, no wonder his blood pressure, his
face.
His face was as red as this fucking can. I mean, he was just red in the face. Oh, no wonder that blood pressure, right? Teaching us how to drive standard. Okay.
Oh, here's a piece of trivia. So
I've done it, but I'm not good at it.
State College Area High School was one of the few schools in the country.
It's our alma mater.
That had a driving range, had a drive. First of all,
I thought that they came up with the whole driver's ed system.
They did. They came up with the whole driver's system.
I think it's done now.
We had to do it. Well, yeah, because they put a building on where that used to be.
Did they?
There was a tower and then the circle.
No,
you had. It was a quarter of a credit, and to graduate, even if you didn't ever want to drive or own a car or do anything. Even if your family didn't have a car, you had to take this class. It was a quarter credit. I think it meant twice a week for one semester to learn how to drive a car. There
was also the classroom element of it.
Right. You had tests and
learned about the.
So one day was on the road, and the one day was on the thing.
I think of that sometimes when I do serpentine, the windy roads. Like today, I came the back way.
Oh, I still have a vivid memory.
And I'm whipping through the fucking windy roads. I love it. I'm in my element. Got the music player, and I'm whipping around. And then, I have to, pay a little bit of attention to the GPS. It takes me a different fucking way every time, so there's that. But, and I think of, the serpentine, the cones. Don't hit the cones. You couldn't hit the cones.
For the driver's test, one of the, not the actual state test, but, the test that Mr. Adams gave you. Who was the other guy that taught it? There were two guys.
I can't remember his name.
But Mr. Adams' face was bright red. But he took me out, and he actually had, things on the other side of the car where he sat. He had a brake. And I think he might have had a steering wheel or something.
Because he could somehow dismantle the brake on our side.
Yes.
To teach us, because you go to brake and then all of a sudden the brake doesn't work. You fucking panic.
Well, that's what he did to me on one of the back roads, kind of on a mountain.
Brake.
Well, that was when the emergency brake, you could kind of move it up and down. Now my emergency brake is I push a button. So there's no up and down, but he taught us how to go up and down with it, or just up. And
my car.
So lost all control of the car.
Would you have to,
and you had to use this.
Use the emergency brake.
And we're on a back road, narrow. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, Mr. Adams?
See, now, the problem for me for cars, so Joe and I both are still driving old cars because they're paid off, and why, as long as they're running, and thank Christ they are, we're going to keep driving them. I can't even figure out for you, in your car, how to operate the fucking volume button. I go to get, right now, if an emergency had to go get in your car right now, I have to fucking Google and fucking look at YouTube videos of how to start the fucking car.
Meanwhile,
I have no idea.
Meanwhile, my car,
you push the button, it unlocks the car. You get in, you put the key in, you turn it.
Meanwhile, my car has a key fob. Some cars don't even have I can.
So you could put the key in if you wanted to.
Yeah. So
here she goes.
My friend Mike taught me this because I was like, what happens if I get locked out? So, see this little ditty? It comes out. This is the key. So, because there's actually a lock on my door.
It'll take you half an hour to figure out how the fuck to get it out of there.
He showed me how to do it. Maybe I push this. Yeah.
So that's the key?
That's the key. This will go into my door to unlock the door.
So, if the electrical whatever stops working, you can still use the key?
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. What if there's a short in the fucking electricity, whatever?
Well, that's the thing with cars. That's what the thing with all cars is that they're all computer based. So anyhow,
now I'm gonna fucking yawn.
Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm so sorry, but I didn't know that it was.
All gonna fucking yawn.
I didn't know that it was a key, and he showed me because I was talking to him. I'm like, how do I, if I get locked out of my car or something, or better yet, why do I even have a lock? Where you stick the key in on the outside of the door. I was like, I don't have a key. I have a fob. I don't know what that's doing. And he's like, no, Kelly, look, it comes out.
Maybe someone should have showed you that when you bought the car.
I know. Well, I'm getting to that. So the thing about this is the thing about the cars. So when we bought my car, it's in 2018. Excuse me. I got a 2018 instead of getting the 2019 because I didn't want to wait. And my dear friend Elizabeth had a similar car to mine, and she was like, I can't stand this car. it beeps and whistles and honks and does whatever. It's distracting. I can't stand it. All the alerts and all the sensors and things. And so I'm sitting there and they're like, what kind of car do you want? I'm like, I just want a blue car with a tan interior. Very simple. Do you want the tech pack? I'm like, no, I don't want the tech pack. John looks at me. I'm like, I don't want the tech pack. I don't want things beeping, honking, doing anything. Flashing. Yes, I don't. I've heard it's very distracting. I'm distracted enough. I have to deal with my kids in the car yapping at me. I'm like, I don't want any bells and whistles. No tech. It's bad enough that I don't have a real key. I have this. Okay. So my car isn't that old. It's a 2018. We're in 2024. So now I go to the, I get a loaner when I take my car in for service. There is, I don't even know what to say. There's no, like, here I at least have a gear shift in my car. It's an automatic, but I have a gear shift to, like, move it. I have to move it into reverse and move it into forward and whatever the hell else. No, button. A button to start it.
How does Dad drive his
Wait,
car?
a button to start it, which I have, but there's a button to drive. I push the button over here on the console to drive it. To reverse it, I take my fingers and go like this to the button. Oh. To park it, I push the P. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this is...
So they're not even making standard vehicles anymore.
No, that's what I'm going to tell you. So I wanted...
If you want to learn how to do it, you better find something
I wanted
quick.
the no tech pack. Well, now whenever I get a new car, I'm shit out of luck because everything has now gone to, like...
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry.
And there's people that... Like,
Sorry.
and you can like whatever car you want. I'm just a little old school in case you can't tell. I like to be in control of my car.
I like to move the gear shift.
I like to be in control of my car. I don't want my car braking before I do it.
I put my fucking car on cruise control the other week, and I was like, no, I can't. No. I like
when
to
I
be
had
well, my foot was like, no, what do I do with my foot? Like, where's
Right.
it supposed to fucking go now?
When I had the bad ass problem,
ass.
It was my hip flexor when I was spinning every day, doing a spin class every day. For like years I did it.
She's the badass problem.
I did. I had it. Well, it was the hamstring and the glute. It wasn't a pulled muscle. It was just like inflamed or something from the constant motion. My hip flexors, it must be a biological or hereditary thing. But
mine are like that from
I
being
would
bent over.
literally have to get out of the car and stretch my leg on a 3-hour drive to mom and dad's. I'd have to get out of the car and do stretches, hoist my leg up on the side of the road.
Fuck.
Sometimes I
have a visual.
Sometimes I pulled off at like Red Rabbit, but the pain would get so bad. Hoist my leg up on the driver's seat and stretch it out. The other thing is that with cruise control, that's what the massage therapist that I was seeing to release the tension that had built up. Oh, that hurt.
If you do it now, if you get that again, you should go get needled.
Well, yeah, but she used this stainless steel thing and like sat on my back and like got it in there, and I like levitated and screamed. But it released it. But I had to go all the time. So anyhow, she's like, don't you use cruise control? I'm like, when I drive. I'm like, she's like, when does it hurt most? I'm like, it doesn't hurt when I'm on the cycling bike at all. I'm like, and it doesn't hurt when I'm laying down. It hurts when I'm driving the car. Why? Where's it hurt? I showed her. And she's like, it's because of the way your foot is on the pedal. Why don't you use cruise control? I'm like, I've never used cruise control in my life.
Oh, Joe just recently learned how to use it last year. He loves it.
Meanwhile, it's been on every car that I've owned since, 1994.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. So she's like, but you should use it because your foot won't be in this position, which is causing the whole way up. It's causing a muscle problem. Use cruise control. Well, I used cruise control and I didn't like it. And then it was... I just didn't like it.
She didn't like it, folks. She didn't like it.
So I had to get back.
I've done this one.
Yeah.
Done this one. Shut it down.
I was mad. Mad. So the next time I went to see her the following week, and she's like, she knew I was driving home. She's like, so how was cruise control? I'm like, I used it for all of 5 minutes, and then I couldn't stand it because I was not in control of the vehicle, and it really bothered me.
I don't
She's
like it.
well...
Well, I don't like it because I had no place to put my foot
I know.
back.
I kind of felt like I was sitting at a desk.
Right,
like I had my foot like
I had to bring my leg back, and I'm like, no, I like it out. This is not comfortable for me.
I kind of had my foot just sitting there. Like I'm at a table, a desk with my feet on the floor. But then I was like, I got to have my foot ready to hit the brake.
Yeah, I just can't.
I didn't like it. And wait, there was something else with the car. Oh, I've seen people explain this to me. They're driving and they put their foot out the window.
Well, because you can put it in like the cruise control thing. Okay.
First of all, why are you putting your foot out the window? You're in the driver's seat. Why are you putting your foot out?
It's dangerous. Like you're in an accident, like shove your legs back up into you.
break the leg off.
Oh Christ. So There's a fucking visual. So on Saturday, our Uber driver,
The
we went and
Ubers.
visited a new brewery, and we had an Uber driver on
Ubers.
the way home. And well, actually, we were coming home, but then we were gonna come home, but there was we didn't have power, and so I got a notification on my phone we lost power. I'm like, well, I guess we're not gonna go home right now because what the fuck are we going home to? We'll just go back out again. So the Uber driver was in a
air
Tesla.
conditioning?
And so this is the first time in a Tesla. So like, I mean, it's just a giant computer monitor, like right there. And so I was totally like, I said to him, like, how are you not preoccupied with this? Because it shows a cone on the side of the road. It shows all the other vehicles.
Well, that's what Elizabeth said about her car. There are too many bells and whistles. Like, it's distracting.
There's literally the screen. I mean, the screen was like my laptop screen.
And
there's nothing else there. There's nothing else up front except for the fucking screen.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at the charge, right? Because I know you have to charge it. And it was at 28%. I'm like, 28%, are we going to make it there? Okay. Like, I mean, like my phone gets at 28%. I get a fucking warning on my phone. Charge your phone. Is the car the same way?
No.
So he said, no. He said, that's fine. So by the time we went a few miles, then it got to 26%. Are you sure? I'm not trying to fucking hoof it off Gulf Mills Road. I'm not trying to fucking, no. In the rain. Like, so I'm a little bit concerned about this. He assures me not to worry about it. I said, okay, what percentage do you get concerned about it?
When it's down to 10.
22, he said. When he gets to 22%, he gets concerned
when
about
he
it.
gets
We're
to
fucking
22.
26, for Christ's sake. I was like, so then I said, well, like, are there ample places for you to charge this?
No.
Oh, he said, oh, yeah. And he pushed a button, and then it showed all these things lit up red to show that there was a charging
I didn't think
place.
there were that many places. What
Well,
happens
there are.
what happens if you pull in? Because like Mom's grocery store has 2. What happens if you pull in and both are being used and you
Well,
gotta?
wait a minute. I don't know. We were his last stop for the night. I thought, well, no wonder you're about to fucking have your battery run down.
I don't like the computer screen. That was the other thing Elizabeth said, distracting. Not just literally like
But it's
the
not
noises.
like a little one.
No, but like
your
she's
car
like,
is like
I'm
that.
trying to
This
drive
is
the
like-
car. I'm trying to drive my car, and I have to look at the computer screen to see what's going on. And then my rear view,
Well,
my
just look at the
side
fucking
mirrors. No, but it like tells you things and stuff. Like
I can't have that. Because here's me in the backseat watching the screen. I'm watching it.
No, that's what she
if
said. I'm trying to drive and I'm
I
watching
mean,
the screen.
He said it's not distracting. The Uber driver said it was not distracting. Meanwhile, I'm watching it like it's like playing a video game because you're like you get close to the line, you get close to this line. I mean, it was really wild.
I'm
really
not a
cool.
video game
Cool,
player.
wild.
I never have been. Just it's not in me. My kids love it. Patrick wanted a Tesla.
Of
Meanwhile,
course he did.
well, because he's he's into that stuff. But I think I've mentioned this in another episode. First of all, they say it's better for the environment. It's not, because the car is, you can't really recycle the car. So you're left with all these parts. It's hard to get
You
insurance.
can't recycle the metal.
You can, but like, it's bad for the environment because I forget why. Just look it up.
Okay.
My brain, I farted. But,
Brain farted, not
Yeah.
out of her ass farted.
But the other thing about it is that I did read this article in the Wall Street Journal, and it was talking about how there is a little more pollution to the electronic cars, not the hybrids, but the pure electronic car. And that when there's an accident, basically the car is a throwaway car, the full electronic car, i.e. the Tesla.
Jesus.
Because insurance is so much higher for them, because this was the article in the Wall Street Journal, not me ripping on a car, it's the fact that
Facts, folks.
the car insurance is so much more, because when there is an accident, basically it's like a tin can, and then you're replacing the entire car, not just a piece.
Good to know. Inquiring minds. You said something that reminded me of something, and now I forgot what it was.
Cars.
I know, but I forget now. And it was,
Playing video games.
oh, I made the very big mistake of downloading a Mahjong app onto my phone. Ask me what I did last night. I was watching Mahjong. I fucking love it.
Oh.
I used
You
to
can be
have
one of those ladies at lunch and plays Mahjong.
I don't know how to play with the actual tiles. I just know how to do it. Like I've only ever played it on a computer.
Sarah Jessica Parker likes
And
Mahjong.
Well, and maybe Joe and I have to learn. Maybe I'm going to add this to my list of games. I'm
And
gonna learn how to
bocce.
play.
That's like old people.
I like bocce ball. I like what's the other one? Croquet too.
Yeah.
We used to have croquet.
We used to have a croquet set.
I like croquet.
That
yeah.
wooden mallet was, I don't even know if you call it a wooden mallet. I don't know what you call it, but that was fun.
It was fun.
Fun for hours to hit people in that wooden ball, too.
Well, the croquet was fun. I do bocce's okay, but anyway. So Mahjong, I'm totally I'm like a fucking addict on my phone with the Mahjong. I love the game, and so I don't know if I don't know where it came from recently. Like something reminded me of Mahjong. I haven't played it in years. I had it on my old computer, and I got rid of that computer, and there went my game. And then I was like, well, surely there's a fucking app for it. And there are lots of them.
You know what? I've never
I
played.
made it to level like 68 last night.
Look at yourself.
I'm telling you,
a lot
I'm
of
like,
time.
well, I was watching the Olympics.
I never got into what was the other thing, Tetris, like on the old computers when they first came out. Like I had friends who loved playing that. I'm just not a spatial relations person, so I don't think I really ever got into Tetris.
Regular Mahjong with tiles, I think you just set that fucker up.
You do, I think. Is it like dominoes? I don't know.
know.
I didn't even know. I was like today years old when I found out that dominoes was an actual game, not just tiles that you line up and do the domino effect.
It's like an actual game or something. I think Mexican Train. I think is
there's like a game that you play with the dominoes.
Yes, I have played. The setup though, like I'm not gonna play Mahjong. I'm gonna set those fucking tiles up. I mean, like, if I can just shake the box and they land out where they're supposed to land and, like, Shazam.
I thought it was, like, you have a board up and you put your tiles, some of them.
I don't know. I'm going to look it up. On the computer, like, on my app, my phone, you match them. And, like, they have to...
Is it like solitaire?
Well, yes, in the sense that, like, they're stacked and you can't access the ones under it till you've cleared the top ones. So sometimes you get, like, you can't go anymore. And then you can either restart it and try to do it a different way or shuffle. But the app only gives you so many shuffles. You can only, I want some more shuffles though from doing so well. I'm 85 to 99% better than everybody else playing the game. It said I'm playing with some fucking bad people. Because every time I score, it tells me like
that's just to keep you going. That's just to keep you going.
You scored higher than 88% of other people at this level. I'm like, it's not fucking rocket science, people. It's matching. It's matching.
I can do matching. I can't do math.
I can't do math. Something I wish I could do. Math. I'd love to learn fucking math.
No, I don't want to learn that. Been there, done that. Didn't do well the first shot at it.
No. We're going to switch spots. If my neck is not better, we're going to change spots.
Did you know that do you remember in our wedding vows, we did not have them videotaped, but there is a recording of it, that in our vows, they were talking about, in sickness and in health and some other things with the vows, and I was like, in math. That's why I married John, because the math.
I don't remember that.
He does the math. Yeah.
He does the math.
I'm like, I can't do math.
Jesus Christ. Well, luckily now you have the internet to do the math for you. So
yeah, I was like, I don't do math.
Okay.
I married him for his math skills.
Math skills. There it is. Joe does the math in this house too. I'm like, how do you figure this out? Look.
Wait, Joe, did we talk about this? How he was helping Sean with his homework?
I helped with the reading, this was like, and Joe helped. I couldn't do the math. I was just done.
Like 6 years ago.
And
well, the reading. Tell the story about the reading, because that's a good one.
So
when he was learning to read,
he was reading a page like thing about Jesse Owens. So it should have read like Jesse Owens was a fast runner and Jesse Owens had lots of jobs.
A little biography.
But instead he kept referring to Jesse Owens as Jesus. Jesus ran really fast. I'm like, it's Jesse. Jesse had lots of jobs. I'm like, he was like, Jesus had lots of jobs. I'm like, it's Jesse. Although yes, Jesus had lots of jobs. I don't know how fast you ran.
And she was the elementary school teacher losing patience.
So I was done teaching at this point. And he just kept, every time he read a sentence, it was like, he kept saying Jesus. And I was like, Jesus Christ, it's Jesse. It's Jesse. For the love of Christ, it's Jesse. It's not Jesus, it's Jesse. I totally fucking lost my shit. So then I was like, I'm done. Here we are today. That's the end of the lesson for today, folks. And this is why I'm not tutoring. So then Joe got to help with math.
Jesse does look like Jesus.
Jesse looks a little bit like Jesus. Yes.
I mean, not in real life. The word
Jesus is similar to JESSE. I think is how it was spelled. Anyways, but I mean, so after he said Jesus for the 6th time, I fucking lost my mind and then yelled Jesus Christ at him and then.
Did he get it right the next word? The next time you had to read the sentence?
We might have just been done. We might have done. At that point, we're both done. So then Joe got to do the math. I'm like, well, I'm fucking done. Like, whatever. So then from then on, Joe did the math. And I didn't have the patience. Like, anyway. So then, worst thing there, and we hear Joe in the other room. And, like, the new math, and those of you that are parents, you know what I'm fucking talking about. Those of you that are teachers, or not new parents. Those of you that are teachers or parents with kids going through a school system know what I'm talking about.
Patrick had what was called everyday math, which I think is what Sean had. But everyday math, let me interrupt you. It jumps around. John was trying to help Patrick. This is in elementary school, elementary math, folks. And Patrick's like, well, that's not how I learned to do it. It was like adding 3 numbers together. It's
not like we learned.
3-digit
with like rote memorization. No,
John's
no.
like, what?
Like we
What? How are you doing that math?
and you circle back, like you do like
You round
addition
and then
for 2 days, and then you skip over and do like in kindergarten, like I don't know, like whatever the fuck was next. I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even like
well, the
symmetry.
The school
and then
district
you go back.
did away
so
with it.
You would circle around and with like building on skills, whatever. I didn't really like it, but also and the idea of it was that you were teaching them how to do how to add in multiple different ways, so that because kids learn differently. Okay, fine.
It didn't.
We just learned. You learned what the fuck 5 + 7 was,
right?
And you had the little sheet. We had the time sheets we had to do.
Oh my god, I
anyway,
love those. Oh my god, the multiplication and division.
I fucking
love those.
Right?
Here you go.
We were not allowed.
We were not
allowed to give those out. That was not. We were not supposed to be teaching the kids. We were supposed to anyway.
Patrick never had those either.
So because they got everyday math, and that's not part of everyday math. Anyway. So Joe's trying to help Sean with the fucking math, and then we hear this in the other room. It's like, because it's again like he's showing him how to do it, but it's not the way that program wants you to do it. When you figure out a different way, and Joe is like, "Well, back when math was real, this is how you figure this out."
It's like the best quote ever.
We're sitting there. We fucking died because Joe was close to now stroking out in the other room.
Back when math was real,
like it just yeah. And so funny story. So my friend put me in touch with a woman who's working on her dissertation as to why people that left teaching won't go back to teaching. So she asked if she could share my contact information. I said sure. So I was on the phone with her for an hour and a half the other day, and then we had to go because she had another appointment. And she's like, I could just talk to you all day. And so she was like, "You're a lot of fun."
I'm sure you gave her an earful.
I did. Well, she said to me that like nothing I said was what other people haven't. It's like everything I said was like what other people have said. And I don't know. Have I shared the story about?
No.
Okay, so we were talking about teaching in different areas and blah blah blah. And so I don't know if I told this story before, and if I did,
I don't. You haven't.
So one day I have this student, and I don't think I should say his name. We're gonna call him James. How about that? So James, I'm in a class of I have 27 kids that day. There's no help. There's no aid. There's no whatever. There were a couple of behavioral health workers to come in and watch the one kid who kept yelling, "Put it in the butt, put it in the butt." In kindergarten, mind you.
Didn't you say they slept in the back of the room sometimes?
Who?
The behavioral health people.
No, they were there to observe that day. Anyway, So look, there's a lot going on in class that day, right? So we're having drug time after recess, and one of the lunch ladies comes in and she calls me to the back of the room and she's telling me, James is at recess, and she's like, look, he's telling people he's gonna fuck them up, and he's telling us he's gonna fuck them up. I said, I can't protect him. The parents are over on the stoop across from the alley. They hear he's telling their kid he's gonna fuck them up. They're gonna come across. I can't stop them. Okay, I'm gonna handle it. So I called James to the back of the room, and James was one of 8 or 9 kids, and there were a lot of different dads to all the different kids, and it was just a rough home life. His dad was in prison. There's a lot going on here, right, with James, and sometimes you just have to speak the kid's language.
Right.
And this day I spoke the language. So I'm telling James that you can't say stuff like this. You certainly cannot say this to adults in the schoolyard. You shouldn't be telling kids this. It's not okay.
And you're in kindergarten.
But I have my nice kindergarten teacher voice. I'm like, this is not okay. You can't say those things. So he's laughing. The kids down on the carpet are getting they're getting rowdy because I'm away from them. So finally, I just leaned down, and I'm because he's just fucking laughing. Now I know how dad felt when he would yell at us and we'd fucking laugh. It's maddening. So I just got down and I put my face down level with his, and I said, let me put it to you this way. The next time that you tell somebody you're gonna fuck them up, I'm gonna fuck you up. Do you understand that? Yes, Miss Spicer, he said. That was it. He stopped laughing, and he loved me to the day I left there. When I left, he was in, because our school was a K to 8, so he was in, I don't know, maybe 5th or 6th grade when I left. He just showed the fuck up at my door. I'm like, did your teacher know you're here? No. So I'd call the teacher, he's eloping from class. I'm like, I've got him. So I became his safe space, though.
Right.
I spoke his language. He understood. I meant fucking business.
And
that is the only time that I ever used the F word with
up.
students. I had to. But so the woman I was talking to was working on her PhD. She taught 25 years in all different school districts, affluent areas in California, she said, also like gang schools. Like she's been all over different schools. And she said the same, so similar, because she was like, I can relate to that. Because I said to her yesterday, when I talked to her today, I was like, so that probably is not like my proudest moment. And she goes, that ought to be your proudest moment. She said, because you, and then
you got to his level.
I got to his level, and then we had a good rapport. Until the day I left that school, we had an excellent rapport.
He respected you.
He respected me. And so sometimes you just have to go there. So she was teaching high school chemistry. When I was like, whoa, like you're a smart one, right? Like I didn't even get the fucking chemistry. So like H2O. Hi. That's all I know. Anyway. So there was a boy that was being bullied. And she goes, he was a little bit different, but a super nice kid. And these 3 kids were bullying him. And so this one girl came over and was like, look, they're picking on him. She's like, okay, get away from me quickly so they don't know that it's you, that told, because I don't want you to get in trouble.
Oh,
so
yeah.
she knew the 3 kids. So she goes over and she was talking to them. And how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. They go, oh, good, Miss Window, nice to see you, blah, blah. And then she's like, so Ted, like he's a really nice kid. Oh yeah. She's like, so like they're blowing smoke up her ass, she said, like whatever. And she knows like what they've been doing. And so they go back and forth for a minute, and then she leans in and they lean in and she said to them, the next time I hear you're fucking with him, I'm gonna fuck you guys. I'm gonna rip your fucking heads off. How about that? I was like, oh my God. So they're like stunned. And I was like, you are my superhero. That is fantastic. That is fucking fantastic. And she said they didn't pick on Ted anymore. Yeah. And she said they were stunned. She just had to like stun them.
Well, yeah.
Into
I mean,
it.
you
like,
shot you.
Because could you imagine one of our teachers?
Well, here in the suburbs, they'd be sued and fired and everything else.
And I said to her, you would see me on the news. Based on the things that happened just with my fucking neighbors, I'd be in one of these schools, and between the parents and the kids, you would see me on the fucking news. And then I told her about the article about the school nearby with the TikTok videos. I think we talked about that a few weeks ago. She looked it up. It was in the New York Times. She looked it up while I was talking to her. She goes, oh my God. I said, right? So here's some more information for your dissertation about why the fuck people that leave teaching don't want to go the fuck back.
In case you don't want to go back real quick, the TikTok thing where these kids at a local suburban school district here, a well-to-do one too, made fake TikTok accounts of their teachers.
And we're like doing like stuff with like pedophilia and stuff. Like it was really awful.
It was the kids doing it, but using their teachers' names and I guess photo
pictures.
or
they
something.
Either took photos that the teachers actually had like them and their families like in the classroom, or they hoisted them off of like social media.
I think they got them from the yearbook, some of them. Like the picture, like the official, like the picture the teachers get.
That's not what it said in the article.
Oh,
I read the article, the whole article. They got them from either in the classroom, because teachers had pictures of their families and stuff in the classroom, like in a frame, or they got it from social media. And so this woman I was speaking to, she was like, that's like cyberbullying. Weren't they arrested? No, they weren't. So then she Googled the article I was talking to her. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, right? Anyway, okay, look. So now we're past an hour. So we got to wrap this up.
Wait, I wanted to say...
I can't keep looking at you this direct. My neck's fucking killing me over here.
Wait.
I can't.
There was something about that
forward.
cyberbullying. Oh, this is why friends of mine that are... I have some friends that are teachers who do not have any social media. Well, at all. Any presence. They don't want anybody knowing their business. They just don't have it at all.
You could use like your initials
instead
of like your last name. Also, why would you use like a profile picture of yourself? Put your dog or a picture of a flower or something.
Right.
Like, don't use.
Well,
you can make it private so nobody can look it up.
Right. But my one friend actually, their district has recommended that, this was years ago, no teacher have any social media. Now there are some that do. She took it to heart and said, I'm just not doing it. Like, no good can come from this. So she just doesn't have any social media because she doesn't ever want to, in case something happens.
I mean, I had it, but mine was private. I was friends with people that I worked with, never parents.
No.
Some parents had friended me, and I just was like, look, I don't need you seeing my personal life any more than...
I'm friends with some of my kids' teachers after they've had them.
Like, and I had a really good rapport with several of the parents, but like I just didn't need them on my Facebook page. Like, and then if I'm not there on Monday, like, oh, look what she was doing on the weekend. She's not sick. She's calling out. She had an extended vacation this weekend.
Yeah, people know your business from the socials.
Right.
Now, wait, back to your story about I'm going to fuck you up. I told Patrick's second grade teacher that when we were at field day. She's outside with her coffee while the kids are running around, and I'm like, listen to this. And I'm like, 'cause she had heard many stories about Megan. I'm like, listen to this. And I forgot to warn her when she had that Wawa coffee up. And I'm like, and when I got to the point where you're like, I'm going to fuck you up. She was like, the coffee went everywhere. She's like, oh my God. She's like, first of all, it's the best story I've ever heard. And then we met them. We were out to lunch and we met her
yes.
and her husband.
At the British place, yes. The British
yeah.
restaurant.
And she wanted you to tell the story. Didn't you tell the story to her husband?
I don't remember. But look, I mean, it is what it is. And
well,
I'm
no, because she's a teacher.
Like,
she's
right.
There are days that I would love to
well, she probably wasn't also encountering a bunch of kids like threatening to fuck people up.
No, but she would just to tell kids to fuck off, is what.
Well, sure you want to, but you certainly don't.
No.
I mean, I only said that in the moment so we would understand that I meant business.
Right.
Like, you can't be in the schoolyard
she understood the teacher
threatening people.
The teacher part of it, that you spoke his language, you got to his level and spoke his language. And that, the moral of the story was he stopped it and respected you. It doesn't always happen that way, but she totally understood it. But she was not expecting. No. She was expecting.
No one's ready for that.
You were going to be escorting him to the principal's office or something.
No. Well, and that was one of the things she was asking me in the interview the other day. Like, so what discipline was there? I said there wasn't any. Like, we had to control discipline ourselves. There was no sending someone to the fucking, principal's office. And anyway, look, I can't go down that road again. It was a long hour and a half. It was emotional. I can't go back. I'm done.
Was it, just in your school? Like, some people, the principals don't want the problems in their office. Other places, the principal's just inept.
I don't know. Well, so expulsions become like public record type thing, like for the school. Like, it comes like it's like part of like their stats.
Okay.
I don't know if detentions are the same way. I mean, I was also teaching kindergarten and second grade. Like, I don't how many kids really need like detention or like whatever. Most of the kids were staying after school anyway for various things. So It was up to I had to do the behavior in my class. So anyway, on that note, my fucking neck is killing me. I can't keep turning to look at you. I can't. Hopefully tomorrow I'll feel better after getting some fucking needles in it. But right now it's just, like when you sleep wrong, you get that kink, and it's like right down my neck and right into my fucking shoulder. From here to like here.
Why isn't somebody? Then PT Joe didn't do his job.
He needled it, but it takes like a day. Like, it makes it worse at first, and then it's better after that. And I've got to go make the fucking dinner. So get the dinner. Get the dinner. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, and we don't know yet about next week because she's gonna be in fucking Moab,
where it's
desert
hot
in the middle of August. So we don't. So we may not, unless we can get our shit together and then record one old school with the tape.
We should. Basically, we should try. I don't know how you do it. Somebody tell us.
Record a FaceTime. I learned how.
Okay, then let's do that, and you can just post it.
Okay. If we're not on next week, it's because she's on vacation. But we will try to either record one before she goes. Or do like a FaceTime recording or some shit next week.
I think FaceTime would be pretty
good. In the event that we miss you next week, we'll be back with episode 40.
Yeah.
Episode 40 will be next. So if it's not next week,
we should definitely do it.
It'll be the week after.
Moab. And I could take you outside and show you me frying an egg on the cement.
Well, that'd be fun. Fun for hours. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. And
have a good week.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.